Have you ever felt like someone was silently watching over you? They always show up just when you need someone most. They notice little things about you, even the things you forget. They smile when you smile and grow quiet when you're down. But they never say a word. No love confession. No, I like you. Not even once. And you start to wonder, am I just imagining it? Do they really have feelings for me, or are they just polite and kind? Don't blame yourself for feeling this way, because in love, not everyone has the courage to speak up. Some people love deeply, but silently from a distance. They've been hurt before. They're afraid of rejection, or maybe they're just not ready yet. In this video, I'll walk you through 8 hidden signs backed by psychology that reveal when someone secretly loves you but is too scared to show it. If you spot 4 or more of these signs, you might be standing right next to real love. It just hasn't been said out loud yet. Let's dive in. Sign 1. They often look at you when they think you're not paying attention. Eye contact is the most powerful non-verbal form of communication. When someone has feelings for you, they may try to act cool, stay distant, or act like they don't care. But their eyes always tell the truth. In psychology, there's a phenomenon known as gaze behavior. It shows that people tend to look more frequently and more intently at those they admire or have romantic feelings for. A study from Dartmouth College revealed, when we look at someone we're attracted to, our pupils dilate slightly without us even realizing it. People in love often steal glances, but avoid direct eye contact because they don't want to get caught or make things awkward. They look most intensely when you're not looking back, because that's when it feels safe to admire you. So if you catch someone frequently sneaking glances at you and quickly looking away the moment you turn around, there's a good chance they're hiding their real-life stories. A young woman once shared, "I was in the same class as him for 2 years. I'd always see him looking at me during lectures. At first, I thought I was imagining things. But every time I looked down to take notes, I'd feel his eyes from across the room. And when I looked up, he'd turn his head away." It wasn't until senior year that he finally admitted he had liked me since freshman year. Another guy recalled, "She never talked to me, but whenever I worked on my laptop at a cafe, I always felt like someone was watching me. And every time I looked up, she'd be pretending to read or stare at her screen. Turns out, she had a crush on me for months. She was just too shy to say anything." How to confirm if this sign is real? Step 1. Observe the frequency of their glances. In your friend group, workplace, or classroom, who always seems to glance your way? If it happens more than 3 times in the same setting, it's probably not just coincidence. Step 2. Catch their gaze red-handed. Here's a trick. Pretend you're busy, then suddenly turn and look at them. If they flinch, look away quickly, or fake being distracted, they were definitely looking. That kind of reflexive reaction doesn't happen unless someone's afraid of being caught staring. Step 3. Use reflections. If you want to be subtle, use a mirror, a phone screen, or a window reflection to see if they're looking at you when they think you're not noticing. What should you do if you notice this? If you like them too, this is your chance to gently open the door. Try these steps. Hold eye contact a little longer than usual when you catch them looking. Smile softly instead of turning away. start a light conversation, ask a small question, share a funny story, or compliment something they're wearing. Sometimes, a little encouragement is all they need to break through the fear and take the next step. Final thoughts. Eyes don't lie. If someone keeps looking at you secretly, quietly, that's not just random behavior. That's a sign of something deeper. And if you trust your intuition, you'll feel it. Stay tuned for Sign 2. The next one might hit even closer to home. Sign 2. They remember every little detail about you. You say something in passing and they remember it forever. Why is this a sign they love you, even if they've never said it out loud? When someone secretly loves you, their mind puts you in a very special place. They're not trying to memorize your words, but somehow they remember every little thing you say, do, or even how your face looked when you told a sad story. According to a 2015 study from Harvard University, when we have strong feelings for someone, our brain automatically activates the hippocampus, the part responsible for emotional memory. It stores information tied to strong emotions, and love is one of the strongest emotions of all. Another study, published in Psychology Today, found people who secretly love someone often remember details that seem unimportant because every little thing about that person holds emotional value to them. The deeper psychology. When emotions stay bottled up, memory gets sharper. When someone's in love but can't express it, they tend to live in an inner world where small details about you become emotional anchors. To them, the fact that you like unsweetened milk coffee every morning isn't just a fun fact, it's a daily habit that reminds them of you every time they see a coffee cup. The scent of your favorite perfume isn't just a fragrance, it's a vivid memory of that one time you walked by. One time, I casually told him I loved rainy days because they make me feel peaceful. A month later, on a light rainy afternoon, I got a message. It's raining. I bet you're feeling calm right now. I was shocked. I had completely forgotten I'd ever told him that. They didn't say I love you, but that one simple text showed deep care and emotional memory. How to spot this sign in everyday life? Here's one. Notice how they react when you bring up old stories. If you retell a story and they say, "Yeah, you told me. That was the day you also mentioned." That's a clear sign they pay close attention to your words. 2. Watch for coincidental actions. They give you exactly the kind of tea you like. They send you a song that matches a feeling you once shared. This is the kind of detailed remembering to take care of you. Only people who truly care do this. 3. They communicate through small emotional details. They might not text often, but when they do, it hits your emotional core. Why? Because they've listened long and deeply enough to know exactly what you're going through. Someone who doesn't love you will forget what you say. But someone who does will remember even the things you never said out loud. If you notice someone constantly remembering little things about you, pause and think, maybe someone truly loves you, even if they've kept it in their heart. Sign 3. They always show up when you need them, even if you never ask. The psychology behind it. In love, one of the clearest signs that someone cares deeply for you is this. They show up when you need them, even when you didn't ask or expect them to. It's not just about helping in big emergencies. It's the small, quiet ways they show they care, with no strings attached. When someone loves you but doesn't have the courage to say it, they express their love through actions rather than words. They don't want to pressure you or expose their feelings outright. So instead of saying, "I love you," or "You mean everything to me," they speak through small gestures, ones you might overlook, but they're actually showing their silent love. Psychologists call this the helper effect. When someone feels deep affection, they instinctively want to help that person in every situation, even with tiny things. It's especially noticeable when they want to express their love but can't say it aloud, so they let their actions do the talking. According to relationship expert Dr. John Cacioppo, small acts of support like sending a motivational message or helping you when you're stressed can build an emotional connection stronger than words. When someone helps you without needing to be asked, they're not just being kind, they're creating a deep, invisible bond. It's how they love you silently. Examples of how this shows up. They're always there when you need help. You're overwhelmed by a big assignment or a work project. You feel lost. Out of nowhere, they offer help, whether it's advice, resources, or just emotional support. You're working late at home, struggling with a tough essay. Suddenly, they text asking if you need anything. Moments later, they send you a helpful article. They never expect anything in return. You realize they sensed your stress and just wanted to be there for you. They're the first one there when you're down. When you're going through a rough time, a breakup, loneliness, or just a bad day, they're always the one who shows up. Even if you never asked, you're feeling low and unsure what to do. A message pops up. "Hey, are you okay? Want to talk?" That one message, unprompted, shows real care. No need to ask. They just know. How do you recognize this kind of love in real life? 1. Pay attention to the little acts of care. You didn't ask for help or complain, yet they still show up and support you. Do they always seem to know what you need, even before you say it? 2. Observe their habits when you're struggling. Do they ever help you without being asked? When you're stressed, do they come by just to listen without needing an invitation? 3. Look for quiet but meaningful actions. They send a check-in text when you're clearly stressed. They make sure you've eaten when you're sick. Or they're the first one to show up when you need a shoulder. These are signs of true, silent care. 4. Be thoughtful before you decide. Don't jump to conclusions just because someone helps you. But if they're always there for you, without needing anything in return, that's a sign worth paying attention to. They always show up when you need them. Isn't just a sign of concern, it's a quiet but powerful way of loving. It's a sign someone may have feelings for you, but they're too shy or cautious to say it out loud. Instead of waiting for a confession, pay attention to these small actions because sometimes actions speak louder than words. If you're lucky enough to have someone like this in your life, don't take them for granted. And if your own feelings are growing too, maybe it's time to open your heart and let them know you've noticed their love. Sign 4. They get jealous, but don't say it out loud. Jealousy is one of the most powerful emotions in love, whether someone wants to admit it or not. However, not everyone is willing to show their jealousy openly. People who have a secret crush or are too afraid to express their feelings tend to hide their jealousy. Instead, they show it through subtle actions, body language, or vague comments. Why do they get jealous but keep it to themselves? 1. Fear of rejection or losing the chance. Someone with a secret crush is often afraid that showing jealousy too openly will make the other person uncomfortable or push them away. Admitting their love is already difficult, so being secretly jealous becomes the only way they can show affection without making things obvious. They're afraid their jealousy will reveal their true feelings, which could complicate the relationship or put it at risk. 2. Insecurity or lack of confidence. People who secretly love someone often lack the confidence to show jealousy. They're worried the other person won't feel the same and fear their jealousy might expose their insecurity, making things awkward. So they choose silence, hiding their emotions rather than risking embarrassment. 3. Not wanting to seem possessive. Secret admirers usually try to respect your personal space. They don't want to come off as controlling, so instead of openly showing jealousy, they keep their emotions inside. They try to maintain a no-strings-attached vibe and act natural even when they're feeling all kinds of emotions inside. Research from Stanford University. A well-known study from Stanford University showed that when people fear loss like losing love or attention, they often act in ways that don't show it outwardly. In this case, jealousy isn't an instant reaction, but more of a subconscious response, shaped by deep emotions they don't want you to see. Body language in jealousy. According to body language expert Joe Navarro, signs of jealousy aren't always obvious, but they're still there. For example, someone might get uncomfortable when you talk to someone of the opposite sex. They might avoid eye contact or pull away from the conversation even if they don't say anything. Psychological reaction to emotional threats. In social psychology, jealousy is a natural reaction when someone's emotions feel threatened. For secret admirers, rather than express jealousy directly, they'll use subtle cues like going quiet or acting different as a way to protect themselves from emotional pain. Vague comments about others. Imagine you're at a group hangout and casually mention a close friend of the opposite sex. The person might avoid the topic or say something like, "They seem nice, but I don't think they're the right match for you." That kind of comment might be a quiet sign of jealousy even if they don't admit it. Pulling away when you get close to someone else. Let's say you've started chatting more with a new friend of the opposite sex online. Suddenly, that person stops texting or avoids conversations for no clear reason. This might not be coldness, it could be jealousy. They're creating distance to protect their emotions without letting you know how they feel. Reactions to your different behavior. If you start talking to someone else, they might not say anything, but their body language will change. They may frown, look away, or take a step back. These subtle reactions show they're feeling uneasy, even if they never say it out loud. Watch their body language. One of the easiest ways to spot hidden jealousy is through body language. Notice if they physically turn away when you talk to someone else, or stop interacting when a certain name comes up. These little signals could reveal deeper emotions. Listen to how they talk. If they seem uncomfortable or drop vague comments when you mention someone else, don't ignore it. Phrases like, "I don't think they're right for you," might actually be hiding a deeper emotional response. Pay attention to changes in behavior. If they suddenly become distant or reduce contact when you're spending time with someone else, they could be feeling jealous but don't want to show it. This may indicate they're struggling to express their feelings. With this detailed analysis, we hope you can better recognize and understand the signs of hidden jealousy in love. Sometimes, this emotion is a sign of deeper affection, just waiting for the confidence to come out. Sign 5. They always find a reason to text or meet up. When someone has special feelings for you, one of the most obvious signs is that they'll try to get close even if there's no real reason. Random texts, calls, or invites to hang out may actually be ways they're hiding their real emotions. If you notice that someone keeps texting you about small details in your life or asking random questions about something you mentioned long ago, don't brush it off. It could be their way of creating more chances to talk to you and make you notice them. According to love psychology researchers, when someone has a crush, they try to maintain a close connection, but fear being rejected or making things awkward. So instead, they find small excuses to stay in touch. 1. The connection effect. Humans naturally seek emotional connection with those they feel drawn to. When you talk about the little things in your life, they may see it as a chance to stay involved, just to keep being part of your world. 2. The reminder effect. Psychologists describe emotional reminders as moments or events that keep someone present in your mind. When someone loves you in silence, they might try to create shared memories or small moments that make you think of them later. Random messages about tiny things. Let's say you once mentioned your love for pizza or a favorite movie. A few days later, they text you, "I just saw this new pizza place, want to try it?" Or, "I finally watched that movie you talked about, so good." These messages may seem casual, but really, they're trying to start a conversation or plan a meeting without being too obvious. Casual but detailed questions. They might ask, "What are your plans this weekend?" Or, "Doing anything for the holidays?" These questions seem simple, but if you look closely, they're always trying to find out where you'll be and if there's a chance to join you. Excuses to meet, even if it's not important. They might ask to grab a bite, even without a special reason, or offer help without you asking. Maybe you say you're feeling tired, and suddenly they message, "I found a cool new coffee spot, could help you relax if you're interested." Why they do this? Psychologically speaking, this is a way for them to create natural meetups without putting pressure on you. They want you to feel relaxed around them, without having to face the stress of a love confession. Above all, they just want to be close to you, even if they're hiding it. How to recognize this sign? Watch the frequency. Secret admirers will keep texting or trying to meet you, often without a strong reason. They won't just send one message, they'll find reasons to keep the connection going. Look at message content. If they bring up your past conversations, hobbies, or preferences, they're likely trying to keep you talking and stay on your radar. It's more than just a "hey," they'll ask specific things that keep the convo alive. If you feel the same way, don't be shy, respond warmly, and be more active in the conversation. Share more about yourself. If it feels right, suggest a meetup like, "I love pizza too, maybe we could check out that new place this weekend." If you don't feel the same, don't make them feel embarrassed. You can politely decline without hurting them. For example, "Thanks, but I already have plans this weekend. Maybe I'll check it out sometime though." When someone always finds a reason to text or meet, don't just dismiss it as casual small talk. It could be a hidden sign of feelings they're too shy to express. If you notice this, maybe they're waiting for the right momento the right signal from you to show their true emotions. Keep watching for more signs. Who knows? This might be someone you'd actually want a deeper relationship with. Sign 6. Their body language always turns toward you. Body language isn't just a set of simple actions we unconsciously express every day. In fact, it makes up more than 70% of our communication. Many studies show that when someone is in love with you, their body will naturally respond in special ways to show interest, often more powerfully than words ever could. According to psychologists and body language experts, when someone is in love, they can't help but express their attention and connection to you through unconscious signals. This is one of the clearest ways to recognize their feelings. As the saying goes, actions speak louder than words. This is especially true when it comes to love. When someone loves you, they'll tend to angle their body toward you. It's a basic human instinct to connect with someone they feel something special for. It's not something they think about, it just happens naturally as their body expresses their emotions. Body language expert Joe Navarro, a former FBI agent and author of What Everybody is Saying, explains, when someone turns their body toward you, they're showing interest, connection, and a desire to be closer to you. This shows intention and a clear desire to maintain closeness. Research by renowned psychologist Dr. Albert Mehrabian also shows that emotions and intentions are communicated more through body language than through words. About 55% of the messages we send to others come from our body and gestures. So, if someone loves you, their body language will clearly point in your direction. How to recognize this sign through body language? 1. Their body faces you. What does it mean? When someone stands or sits near you and they consistently angle their body toward you, it's a strong signal they're paying attention and want to stay connected. Even if they're not speaking, their body automatically reflects this interest. It's how their body expresses feelings they might be trying to hide. Imagine you're standing in a crowd and you notice them quietly turning their body toward you, even if you're not talking. They might not approach you directly, but their body is already showing affection. 2. Their feet and hands are oriented toward you. What does it mean? Feet and hands are key indicators of focus. If someone loves you, not only will their head face you, but their hands and feet will also unconsciously turn in your direction. Especially when standing, it's easy to see that their feet never point away, they always angle toward you, showing a desire to connect. For instance, during a group gathering, even if they're standing a bit away, their feet will still face you. That's a subtle but strong signal they're focused on you. 3. They touch their face or hair while talking to you. What does it mean? When someone feels comfortable or attracted, they tend to touch their face, hair, or make gentle gestures. Especially when standing near you, things like brushing their hair back or adjusting their clothes are silent signs of nervous attraction and an attempt to stay composed. If you notice them touching their hair or face while talking to you, it's a sign of a strong internal connection and that they're trying to manage their emotions around you. 4. Watch their posture when they're near you. Notice how they stand or sit when close to you. If their body always leans or faces toward you, especially when you're not paying attention, it's a clear sign they feel connected and want to be close. 5. Observe their unconscious gestures. When speaking with you, they might not realize they're constantly turning their body, hands, or feet toward you. If you spot these actions, don't ignore them. They're signs of growing affection. 6. Eye and body communication. Pay attention to how they look at you when you're not watching. If you catch them staring, or if they maintain strong eye contact during conversations, that's a definite sign of special interest. Body language is a powerful tool for expressing emotions that words sometimes fail to reveal. When someone is in love, even if they can't say it aloud, their body often gives them away. So, if you notice these behaviors, chances are they're falling for you, just waiting for the right moment or courage to show it. Pay attention to their body language in different situations to better understand their feelings. And if you sense they're hiding how they feel, gently open up and create space for them to share their emotions. Sign 7. They act nervous or awkward around you. When someone has feelings for you but lacks the courage to confess, they may experience strange emotions that even they can't control. One of the clearest signs is unusual nervousness or awkwardness when they're near you. This often happens when they're overwhelmed by feelings they don't know how to handle. Their mind becomes scattered around you because they're worried about how you'll react, afraid of rejection, or unsure of the signals they're receiving from you. Backed by psychology. When you love someone, your brain releases hormones like dopamine, associated with pleasure, and adrenaline, linked to anxiety. These hormones create excitement and sometimes nervousness when you're near your crush. Especially the positive anxiety kicks in when the brain wants to get closer but fears rejection. This leads to awkward behavior and nervous speech. According to Psychology Today, this awkwardness often comes from social anxiety. They're afraid that if they say or do something wrong, it might ruin the chance of building a relationship. They want to show love and care, but lack the confidence to do so. How to recognize this nervousness? A1. They stutter or speak unnaturally. When they love you but can't admit it, it's hard for them to act naturally. You may notice them stuttering, repeating themselves, or getting stuck in conversation. Even though they're fluent with others, they seem pressured and out of sync with you. Example: you're chatting casually and they suddenly stop mid-sentence or repeat themselves as if searching for the perfect words to avoid saying the wrong thing. 2. They fidget, bite their lip, or constantly adjust posture. When feeling tense or nervous, people subconsciously perform soothing actions. Fidgeting with hands, biting lips, touching hair, or constantly shifting positions are signs of discomfort or self-consciousness. Example: during a conversation, they might twist their fingers, smooth their hair repeatedly, or look at the ground while you're talking, clear signs of emotional tension. 3. They avoid eye contact or look away when you look at them. Another obvious sign is when they quickly glance away as soon as you look at them. They might not be able to hold eye contact, revealing fear, shyness, or a desire to hide their feelings. Example: you catch their eye during a conversation and they instantly turn away, or they keep physical distance to avoid a face-to-face moment. 4. They go silent or change the topic when you mention emotions. If you bring up anything emotional or romantic, and they love you but don't dare to confess, they may suddenly go quiet or steer the conversation away. Their awkward silence shows they don't know what to say or fear that their feelings will be exposed. Example, you ask, "Do you have a crush on someone?" And they quickly reply with something like, "Nah, I've just been really busy." Or they abruptly change the subject. 5. They get flustered when they accidentally touch you. If someone is secretly in love, even accidental physical contact can make them nervous. You might notice them quickly pulling away or adjusting their posture after a brief touch. It's a sign of anxiety and fear of losing control. Example, you brush hands while walking past, and they suddenly pull back or shift awkwardly to avoid more contact. How to respond? 1. Observe their body language. Look for non-verbal clues. If they can't stay calm, frequently shift posture, or avoid eye contact, these are signs they're uncomfortable due to strong hidden feelings. 2. Create a safe space for them to open up. If you sense awkwardness, try making them feel more at ease. Share your own emotions or stories about love. It might help them open their heart. Let them know you're not judging and you understand what they're feeling. 3. Gently encourage eye contact. Practice maintaining gentle eye contact during conversations. It can help them feel safer and more confident with you. If they can hold your gaze, it's a good sign they're becoming more comfortable. So, when someone acts nervous or awkward around you, don't rush to judge them as shy or uninterested. In reality, this could be a deep sign that they're in love with you, but fear, anxiety, and fear of rejection are holding them back. Their hesitation is a way of protecting their heart end. You might be the one who can help them overcome that fear. Sign 8. They love you through actions, not words. Why actions and not words? Not everyone grows up in an environment that encourages emotional expression. Some people are taught that showing affection is a sign of weakness. Others have been hurt when they said, "I love you," only to be rejected or deeply wounded. As a result, they develop a defense mechanism. I'll show my love through care, but I won't say it out loud. They still love, sometimes very deeply. But that love shows up in small actions, in things you might think are random, but are actually intentional, emotional choices. According to psychologist Gary Chapman, author of The 5 Love Languages, everyone has their own way of expressing love. One of those is acts of service, meaning some people express love by doing things for you. To them, washing the dishes, fixing your car, or staying up late to study with you means more than saying "I love you." Gary Chapman. They believe that words can lie, but actions don't. 2-1. You casually mention that you like flan, and one day they bring you the exact kind you like. They don't say, "I pay attention to you," but that action says everything. 2. You have a headache and they offer you medicine or remind you to rest, even though you haven't said a word. Someone who doesn't love you might just ask out of politeness. Someone who does love you will act even before you speak. 3. You mention that you're stressed from work. A few days later, they send you relaxing music, a book, or a gentle message. It's not dramatic or romantic, just thoughtful, timely, present. How can you tell they love you and they're not just being kind? Lots of people are kind and helpful, but someone who truly loves you will show you in specific ways meant just for you. And 1. Look at the frequency and personalization of their actions. Do they only do those things for you or for everyone? Do they remember personal details about you? 2. Watch how they respond when you're sad or struggling. Someone who truly loves you will react strongly to your emotions. They'll show up even when you don't ask them to. 3. Do they remember you even when you're not around? They'll send you photos, articles, or little things that remind them of you. That means you're on their mind. What should you do if you realize someone loves you in this way? If you feel the same, show them a little in return. A look, a heartfelt thank you, a simple, "What do you need?" That might be the lifeline they've been waiting for, the courage they need to finally open up. If you don't feel the same, be kind. Gently create distance. Don't take advantage of their care. People who love through actions are often the ones who hurt the most. A person who doesn't say, "I love you," but always shows up when you need them, remembers every little thing you like. That's not a coincidence. That's love in a silent language. Love isn't always a loud "I love you." Sometimes love is a glass of water when you're coughing, a message saying, "Get home safe," or simply a steady, quiet presence. Love isn't always loud. Sometimes the person who loves you most is the one silently standing behind you, protecting you, caring for you, and wishing for your happiness, even if they're too afraid to say it. If you recognize these signs in someone, don't overlook them. Maybe they're just waiting for the smallest sign from you so they can find the courage to come closer. Have you ever been in a situation like this? Share your story in the comments below. Hit like and subscribe for more videos about love, psychology, relationships, and human emotions.